Hey everyone, welcome back to part 8 of my complete CD collection series. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button so you get all the updates every time I post a video on my complete CD collection or any of my videos in general, album rankings or whatever it should be. Alright, so it's like 92 degrees out today. It's Sunday. I'm going to go enjoy some time in the pool, out in the yard, but I figured I'd make this video real quick. I'm all ready to go. Got tank top on, got this bathing suit on, ready to go. So the last video, part 7, we left off in R, and as I said, starting this part will be the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So we're gonna get right into that. These are the remasters. Got their debut album from 1984. The follow-up, Freaky Styley, excuse me. The Uplift Mofo Party Plan. This one's not remastered. This is Mother's Milk. This is the original pressing, EMI Records. Then we have their fantastic Blood Sugar Sex Magic. This is a compilation of what hits. Basically, it's not a greatest hits because it didn't have many hits, but it does feature some of the hits from Blood Sugar Sex Magic and the stuff they did from the 80s and Show Me Your Soul, which appeared on the Pretty Woman soundtrack in 1990. And we have the album, the only album they did with Dave Navarro on guitar, One Hot Minute. Of course, another well-known album by the Chili Peppers, Californication. By the way, this is Greatest Hits, Stadium Arcadium, double disc, really good album. This is I'm With You and The Getaway. I'm not big fans of these albums. I'm a big fan of Frusciante, and I do like the early stuff with all the guitars they used. Remember Cliff Martinez, Hillel Slovak, obviously Frusciante, who's back in the band now. So curious if they were going to record anything, but the guitarist on here is he's a good guitarist. Just I don't know, these albums just never connected with me. I can't remember his name right now. I want to say Josh something, can't remember the last name. Anyway, next up, Lou Reed with his masterpiece Transformer. Then we have, this is called Walking the Wild Side, the best of Lou Reed. It's got stuff from Transformer, some live stuff from Velvet Underground. And we have his late 80s masterpiece, New York. And I have a good amount of R.E.M. CDs, so we're going to get into them now. Of course, their debut, which is really good. Murmur, Favorite Mine, Reckoning, Reconstruction of the Fables, Life's Rich Pageant, Dead Letter Office, Document, Eponymous, Green, Out of Time, and this one's great by them. It's probably their best album, Automatic for the People. One of my favorite albums to come out of the 90s. Just one of those albums to put on and just listen to all the way through. Great summertime album, I feel like. Alright, coming in next we have Monster, New Adventures in Hi-Fi, Up, Reveal, Best of R.E.M. 1988 to 2003. And the final one I have is Collapsing and Now. This is their last studio album they released. I thought I owned one before that. I forget the name of it. It has Supernatural's Super Serious on it. Accelerate, I believe. Accelerate. I'm not sure where that's at. I do have it though. I remember getting that. Alright, now we're going to get into REO Speedwagon, High Infidelity, and just the hits from REO Speedwagon. Replacements, Tim, Keith Richards' solo album. This is Talk Is Cheap, his first solo album, and then we have this newest one, Cross-Eyed Heart. Alright, so I'm a big Rolling Stones fan, so we're going to get into the Stones now. It's going to pull a big chunk out at a time, make it go quicker. We have their debut album, England's Newest Hitmakers, 12 by 5, Now, Out of Our Heads, December's Children, Aftermath. This is the US release, and then we have Aftermath, the UK release. Got Live If You Want It. Between the Buttons, this is US, and then Between the Buttons UK. I prefer the UK version of Between the Buttons and Aftermath to the US versions. Then go. We have Flowers, and these are the I believe they're the 40th anniversary DSD remasters. They're gold. I actually had every release that they put out in this series remastered. Unfortunately, they were stolen from me and sold to like a local CD store, so I had to rebuy them, and I don't have the original HD CD like that. So this is their Satanic Majesty's request. I did keep this. There's a couple of them that I kept really close that, you know, someone didn't get hands on to steal. As is this Beggar's Banquet and Let It Bleed. Great albums there by the Stones. One of the greatest live albums of all time. Get Your Yayas Out. Sticky Fingers. This is probably my favorite by the Stones. This is still a SACD, the gold plated Hot Rocks. This is volume 1, 1964 to 1971. Their other masterpiece, Exile on Main Street. Goat's Head Soup. Tony Rock and Roll. Tony Rock and Roll will be the last album they will perform with Mick Taylor before he would leave the band and be replaced by this guy on this album, Ron Wood. Black and Blue. Some Girls. Emotional Rescue. Tattoo You. Still Life. Undercover. Dirty Work. Steel Wheels. Flashpoint. This Steel Wheels is another original copy that my father owned. As you've seen in my previous videos, I mentioned a couple that they're stuck with me my whole life. Steel Wheels is one of them. Then we have from '94 Voodoo Lounge. Stripped, which is a cool, mostly all acoustic, kind of like an unplugged set. The tour they did in '95. Bridges to Babylon. No Security, which is the live CD that was released on the Bridges to Babylon tour. A Bigger Bang. Well, actually, this should be switched. 40 Licks to A Bigger Bang. This is Live Licks. I believe these should be switched too. See, I'm glad I'm doing these videos. I get to find stuff that's out of order. Then we have the soundtrack from the Martin Scorsese film Shine a Light. This is the 2-disc collection. This is called Gurr. It's kind of a 40 songs, excuse me, over 2 hits spanning their whole, over 2 discs spanning their whole career, all their greatest hits. And the last studio album they put out, Blue and Lonesome, even though it is a covers album of all covers, blues covers. All right, I'm just gonna slide over a little bit so see this better. Just bear with me. A little trouble here getting this stuff in there. It's the one thing about pulling all these CDs out, it's a pain in the ass to put them back in, but I didn't want to like just, you know, pant over everything. I want to show each CD individually. Oh, excuse me. Okay, I'm back. David Lee Roth, Eat 'Em and Smile. Follow up Skyscraper. We have the Runaways, their debut album. Todd Rundgren, I just had this one, the very best of Todd Rundgren. And now we're going to get into the Rush collection, one of my favorite bands. So, you know, you'll be able to see Rush for the next couple minutes, and of course we got their debut album, Fly By Night, Caress of Steel, one of my favorites, 2112, All the World's a Stage, another amazing album, Farewell to Kings, as is this one, Hemispheres. And that wraps up Rush on this side. We're going to go over here to the rest of the collection of Rush here. Alright, gotta move you around so I can see better. Probably my favorite album by Rush, Permanent Waves, Spirit of Radio, one of my all-time favorite songs. It's amazing. Obviously we know we have this one, Moving Pictures. Another live album, Exit, Stage Left, Signals, Grace Under Pressure, Power Windows, stupid title they put out. Hold Your Fire, right? Yeah, Hold Your Fire. Show of Hands, live album. Presto. still going with Rush. Alright, got this 2-disc kind of a greatest hits Chronicles. Roll the Bones. Counterparts. Test for Echo. Vapor Trails. This is called The Spirit of Radio, single disc greatest hits. It's 1974 to 1987. Snakes and Arrows. And finally, the last studio album they put out, Clockwork Angels. Amazing album from Rush, especially to make it their last album. Would have been their last album if Neil Peart stayed alive, not sure. But they did announce their retirement, so could have been. Then finally, to round out the R, this is Rusted Rook, When I Woke. Alright, rolling on, getting right into the S's now. And we're going to start it with Santana, the debut album, Abraxas, Santana 3. Always get confused how to say this one. Caravanserai, Greatest Hits. This one's called Viva Santana. Basically like a 2-disc greatest hits collection there. A lot of live stuff, rarity stuff, live with Woodstock on there. Supernatural. This is the ultimate Santana. Basically it's got all his greatest hits. A lot of the newer stuff that he would put out post 2000. Great Joe Satriani, Surfing with the Alien, and The Extremist. To Skags, Silk Degrees, and we're going right into the Scorpions, another one of my favorite bands. Lonesome Crow, Fly to the Rainbow, In Trance, Virgin Killer, my favorite by Scorpions, Taken by Force, one of the greatest live albums of all time, Tokyo Tapes, Love Drive, Animal Magnetism, Blackout, Love at First Sting, Worldwide Live, Savage Amusement. This is the 2-disc with the bonus DVD remaster. Scorpions, Best of Rockers and Ballads, Crazy World, Face the Heat, and Sting in the Tail. That's all I got from the Scorpions. So more of that late 90s, early 2000s stuff and live stuff I gotta get still. I'll get there. Okay, next up we have Screaming Trees. This is Uncle Anesthesia, Sweet Oblivion, and this is called Dust, I believe. Yeah, Dust. Seether, Disclaimer 2. This is basically their debut album, Disclaimer, reissued with some bonus tracks on there, and featured the hit version of Broken that he did with Amy Lee. Carmen Effect, Bob Seger, the Silver Bullet Band, Live Bullet, Night Moves, Stranger in Town, Nine Tonight, another live album. The Fire Inside, this is I think the 1990 album, 1991, and really not that good, but there's still some decent tracks on there. And this is the Greatest Hits. The Greatest Hits too. Then the only album I own by Sepultura for some reason, currently, Arise. But I'm not a big fan of Sepultura after Arise, but the stuff before that I do like a lot. Grab another chunk here. Next we got 7 Year Bitch. This is Gato Negro, which basically means black cat in English. Seven Dust Home. Animosity from Seven Dust, and one of the greatest punk albums of all time. One of the greatest albums of all time. Nevermind the Bollocks. Here's the Sex Pistols. Silverchair with Frog Stomp. Freak Show. Neon Ballroom. Bridge Over Troubled Water by Simon and Garfunkel. And then their greatest hits. We have Paul Simon, Graceland. And this is called Hints and Negotiations and Love Songs. 1971 to 1986, basically the greatest hits from Paul Simon. We got 6 A.M., the debut album, the Heroin Diaries soundtrack. Skid Row, self-titled debut. Then we have Slave to the Grind. This is the version with Get the Fuck Out. Then we have the edited version, which includes Beggar's Day. So I have both of them because Beggar's Day is a great song, but Get the Fuck's Out is even better. Slash's Snake Pit, It's 5 O'Clock Somewhere, and Slaughter, Stick It To You. Now we're getting to another one of my favorite bands of all time, Slayer. Show No Mercy, Haunting the Chapel, in my opinion, the greatest EP of all time. Live Undead, Hell Awaits, Rain and Blood, South of Heaven, Seasons in the Abyss, and then we have the double disc live album, Decade of Aggression. That is the original Deaf American recordings issue. It's not the remaster on Just American. Then we have Divine Intervention, Undisputed Attitude, great covers album. Diabolus and Musica, God Hates Us All. I did a Slayer ranking, so I'm sure if you watch my channel, a lot of people have seen these CDs from my collection before. But there's, more I didn't. I only showed studio albums, so obviously there's more than that from Slayer. Christ Illusion, World Painted Blood, Repentless. This is the limited edition. It came with a DVD. Nuclear Blast, the only their last studio album, and the only album they did with Gary Holt, placing Hanneman. And then their latest release, the Repentless Killology, 2-disc. This is the deluxe edition live album from Slayer. Next up, Slater-Kinney, the Hot Rock, Slipknot's debut album, Slipknot Iowa, Slipknot Volume 3, the Subliminal Verses. This is 9.0 live. And last one I have by Slipknot, All Hope Is Gone. Really heavy album by them. After that, I didn't really care too much for the last 2 albums they put out. But one day I'll probably grab them, pick them up. Sly and the Family Stone, greatest hits. Smashing Pumpkins with their debut album Gish. Siamese Dream. Pisces Iscariot. Melancholy, and the Infinite Sadness. Adore. Machina, the Machines of God. Then this is called Rotten Apples, Smashing Pumpkins Greatest Hits. This is the 2-disc edition, which comes with a collection of B-sides and rarities called Judas O. And then we have Euphoria, cool album there. Basically some live stuff, acoustic stuff. And there was Viewphoria, which was the DVD version of this, also released. Then we have Zeitgeist. I don't really own anything by the Smashing Pumpkins after Zeitgeist. They did put out some decent albums recently, but I don't own any of them. Next, we're getting up another favorite of mine, Elliott Smith, Either Or. This is a fantastic album. XO. And then finally, Elliott Smith, this is Figure 8. Then we have The Smiths, Queen is Dead. The Smiths, Best 1 and Best 2. Social Distortion, their self-titled album. White Light, White Heat, White Trash. And let me move you over a little bit again. You can get a better view, as always. Alright. Soul Asylum, Grave Dancers Union. This is the album that really broke the band through. This is their follow-up, Let Your Dim Light Shine. With Sonic Youth, this is Confusion is Sex, plus Kill Your Idols EP is also included on this. Daydream Nation, the deluxe edition of Goo, my favorite by Sonic Youth. Dirty, Experimental Jet Set Trash, and No Star. And finally we have Washing Machine, and then Primitive, Soulfly's sophomore album. Really cool new metal album. I loved it when it came out, and I still throw it on from time to time. And now we're getting into the Soundgarden collection. This is the remastered version of Ultra Mega OK. Features the Ultra Mega EP, but it's all on one disc. Louder Than Love, great heavy album by Soundgarden. This is the EP, Screaming Life, and includes FOP, the EP also. Bad Finger, Super Unknown, Down on the Upside. Oh, sorry about that. A-sides, basically greatest hits, as is this one, Telephantasm. This is a 3-disc set, 2 discs of greatest hits, and DVD included as a 3rd disc of all their music videos. And there's some, no live stuff. I thought there was, but no, it's just all DVD. Music videos. King Animal, Echo of Miles, the originals. This is taken from the box set. It's basically just a single disc collecting the best stuff from the box set. And then I have Live from the Artist Den, the last album they put out. This is a last release from Soundgarden, but it's a live 2-disc set. All right, I'm gonna end it there with Soundgarden. Still have a lot more S's to go through, so we'll pick that up in part 9. I'm gonna go in my pool, enjoy the day with the family. Everybody, thanks for watching, and like I said before, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. This is Gary Elysiums again. Thank you very much.